Hey friends, I'm Ty.
Hey friends, I'm Jeff.
And this is
the Old Friend Podcast. Hey y'all, what's up? We back.
Another week.
Feeling good too, feeling good.
Yeah, you feeling amazing?
I'm feeling great.
You're looking better.
You are looking even better.
I'm feeling very colorful today.
I love the colors.
Let's
this week.
see
I'm loving it.
If this exerts my personality.
I'm kind of upset though because we usually match every single week. But I feel like the last 2 weeks we have not been matching.
It's your fault. You've been fucking up.
Girl, my fault?
It's your fault.
Okay. We'll just...
We starting already. You know what? Let's get into the first segment of our show.
Let's start with our mental health check-in.
Oh, I said mental health segment. Do I do this podcast every week or no? Our mental health check-in.
Where we rate how we're feeling from a 1 to 5.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I'll start.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say today I'm feeling a 4.
Okay.
I'm actually surprised that I'm feeling a 4 today because I woke up feeling a 2.
Okay.
And then it slowly transitioned into a 4, which is great. I haven't had a great last few days. I've been I've been on my little depression kick. And when you combine that with my anxiety, it's not great.
Yeah.
But like I've been saying for the past couple of weeks, I've been fighting for my mental health. It's been working. So this was one of the few times where I started out the day not feeling great. But as the day went on and as I really manifested positive thought and every obstacle that came my way, I fought it with positivity. It really helped me end my day in a great way.
Depression is the only thing you should be slapping.
Exactly.
Come on.
Woo!
Period.
Come on.
Well, me, myself, and I, I too am a 4.
Yes.
I don't know if it's the weather, I don't know what it is, but I just been feeling my best self lately. And you hoes ain't ready. No. But yeah, no, I feel really good. I'm a 4. But I did want to talk about being an empath. So
go ahead, girl.
There's a couple different types of empaths. I won't give you guys a lesson on it, but I am an emotional empath. So what that means, for me, so all my people with the dictionaries out, don't judge me. But for me, being an emotional empath is I can feel and sense other people's emotions in my body, like as if it's happening to me. And most recently, since I want to say within the last 3 years, I can see bad things happening in the world, whether it's fires, someone being homeless, especially women being homeless with children, which we see that so much. I don't care where you are, but especially in New York City. And I can't just walk past anymore.
Yeah.
Usually you can just walk past and ignore it. But now I'm just, within the last 3 years, so this is something that I've been dealing with for quite some time. But it makes me so sad.
Yeah.
And Jeff knows, I tell him all the time, I can't just walk past a bum anymore. Now I'm giving that bum a life story and a name and a character and all of this. And I'm oh my God, I have to save you. And it becomes a lot. So to all my other emotional empaths, I'm with you. I feel you. And I wish I had an answer on how we could be better. But just pray. I feel I don't really know. Do you have any tips for being an empath? Because you too are an empath.
Yeah, I'm definitely an empath. I definitely feel emotions really hard, my own and other people's.
Yeah.
I just kind of had to force myself to turn it off sometimes, and it can seem emotionless and cold, but it's more so for my own protection.
Yeah.
And as you really learn that and really start to practice that, it becomes more of a habit, and you can really know when to turn it on and turn it off for certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the girl.
It's all in your. A lot of it is in your head.
Yeah. I'm the girl that sees someone homeless on the street and I am just if we're going to the bar to drink, I am just distraught at what I just saw. And it really takes a lot for me to get back to myself. I'll get back there in about 5 minutes. Yeah. That's that Gemini, right? So it just takes about 5 minutes. But still, for that 5 minutes, I am So sad. So yeah, working through that. But otherwise, I am high for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. I love when we're both on the same wavelength.
Come on, wavelengths for our day one listeners.
Our day one listeners.
You know where that comes from.
Yeah, let us know what episode that's from in the comments.
Well, you too can join in on our mental health check-in by rating yourselves out of a 1 through 5. You can drop that in the comments below. But first, don't forget to like and rate and subscribe. That is at ohfriendpodcast@gmail.com, Friend Podcast on YouTube and all other streaming platforms. So come on, don't be shy, holla at us and join the conversation. Well, that's going to take us right into our next segment because just like life, we need balance. So now that all that mental health stuff is out the way, we could be ratchet for a little bit.
Tiny bit.
You know. Well, we're going to dive into our he said, she said.
Where we gossip like only two best friends can.
You know that's right. I messed up your commercial today.
You did.
My bad.
But I cleaned it up. I cleaned it up for you.
You've been doing so well lately that I had to just throw you off your game a little bit.
Okay, girl.
What we talking about?
Okay, what we talking about? Okay, so our first topic has to do with Zeus. I feel like we're talking about Zeus every single week now.
Cut me my check, Zeus.
Shout out to
Cut
Zeus.
me my check.
Shout out to Zeus. I feel like we're talking about them every single week now, but there's always some fresh tea coming out. So this time it comes from the CEO of Zeus themselves. So the CEO, his name is Lemuel Plummer.
He's so handsome.
Girl, when I tell you he is fine.
Okay.
I told you he was fine,
who I
but
was
you didn't believe me. So, girl, okay, anyway.
He is a beautiful black man. Very handsome.
So, he likes to be called Lemmy, so I'm just gonna call him Lemmy.
Okay.
He did.
Come on.
So he did an interview with Fox Soul. They have a show on there called TGIF with Funky Dineva and Claudia Jordan.
Okay.
And he basically had to go on there to defend his network.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah. So first he talked about those allegations about the $30 million lawsuit, and he said that his company has not received any type of lawsuit at all.
He said the girls is capping.
He said, I don't know what law firm they're using, but I didn't get no notification. I didn't get no court document.
J.C. Morgan, law firm. He said y'all lying and stop lying on his name. Period. To be honest, though, it does make sense because I was wondering, he got big balls to go ahead and still air that reunion.
Exactly.
I know y'all was thinking that too. Okay.
So he also had to respond to claims, well, not claims, but the opinion of one of the hosts, Funky Dineva. He went really hard and he basically called his network trash.
Okay.
On the previous episode of that week. So he confronted him about that.
And I too called your network trash.
You did. I did. I don't remember if I did, maybe.
We did.
But I did end it with the network could be great. Anyways. He called the network trash. He responded, and they did a whole back and forth. It was a hot mess. It ended with him calling TGIF and Fox Soul trash, and it was just a lot. Funky Dineva basically said that Zeus is exploiting Black people by using their negative stereotypes. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't say exploiting because I think that this is not content that we've never seen before. That's one. And then two, this is the content that those that are signing up to be on Zeus, this is what they want. Yeah. They want to be involved in this. This is kind of like their thing, you know, and they're speaking to their audience. So I wouldn't say exploit. But I will say that he is enabling a very toxic television trend.
Yeah. I don't think
you said
because I get it because I can see both sides of it. I really can. Like,
wait, are we going to go back to the interview because I have thoughts?
Oh yeah, go ahead. I mean, you can definitely start with your thoughts.
Okay, first, I've never seen anybody backpedal the way Claudia Jordan did.
Ooh,
She was
stop.
her arm, girl. Your elbows must be
Stop.
hurting, girl, because you done backpedaled, tripped over your words, acted like you wasn't talking mad shit.
Because you had to remind her that because she works for him also.
Child.
She hosted one of his reunion shows. So
I'm
why
not-
are you talking mess
I'm
about
not
a
gonna
network
lie.
that you've gotten multiple bags from?
I was waiting for Miss Funky to be like, girl, who are you? Because this is not what you said about a week ago. So but you know, I expect nothing less than backpedaling and folding like an iron board. Anyway, I will say that Mr. Lulu was
Lulu.
dodging the question. He was dodging the point, and he was exaggerating in his response to what Funky Dineva was saying.
You can tell he is a very, very educated man
Yes.
and very smart.
Yes, and he prepped for that interview.
Yeah, he really prepped for that.
Because it was like, you ever prepped for a conversation and then a person says something and throw you off, and now you don't, you know what I mean? You could tell that this wasn't something straight off the dome. You can tell that he has some people, they wrote out what he was going to say. He came with a vengeance. He came with a point to make. And unfortunately, he didn't allow his point to flow with the conversation. And it just seemed like he was reaching, right? At the same time, I will say that he did mention that he was going to attempt to be better. He kept saying, you know, we're 4 years in or whatever he said, and we're gonna get there, and we're working on things, and you know, don't beat me down because you know things are gonna happen. And I appreciated that. I think that he went there on a defense, and because of that, it was like I wanted more from that interview.
Me too. I felt like it was just 20 minutes of a back and forth instead of 20 minutes of a discussion.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear more about what his plans were for the network and how he really wanted to create better content.
I wanted him to admit or speak to that like 5 to 10 second delay of the security to allow these people that are fighting to make contact. Like I really wanted him to answer or
answer some of these questions that, you know, maybe the viewers have, because I feel like they were just arguing just for one of them to be right. When honestly, they were both right in a lot of ways. Like I want to play devil's advocate a little bit when it comes to Lemmy. I think that he is the youngest CEO of a network.
Absolutely.
Zeus is Black owned.
Yep.
It's very successful. It's competing against these streaming giants like Netflix and Hulu.
And is.
And it's doing very well for itself. So
this is true.
Maybe he's just building the platform from this. And I'm not saying it's right, but a lot of these other networks have done it. They have. Fox did it. Fox had all of these Black shows, which made them big in the 90s, Living Single and all of that. And then once they got to a certain point, they let it all go. A lot of networks have done that.
What he made a point, and I wish he would have really drove this point home, but he made a point when he said, listen, this is a streaming service. So people have to use intent to look at his content. You know, they have to make that decision. And it's not like it's free and open for everybody. So when it comes to exploiting Black people or violence or things as such, though these are things that are within his network, I think there's something to be said about it being a paid for streaming service. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And not on Channel 7 where you know, our children has the remote and can look and see and do whatever. So that was a good point. It made me feel a little less guilty for watching it. But then also I think what he did say is that, you know, the point that we made is, you know what you're signing up for.
Right.
You know, and I think
he kept saying our viewers are not stupid. They know what they're watching.
They know what they're watching. It doesn't make it right, and I wish that we could find some sort of common ground where we can still get that feisty, fiery mess that we love, but still have, still see Black excellence.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was a good conversation. It started a good conversation, for sure. Are you still gonna watch Zeus? I'm still watching Zeus.
Girl, I will still be watching Zeus. No shade. Bad Boys still have the rest of the season to go. They're on episode 3, I believe, 3 or 4.
I haven't watched an episode, but I have seen like clips. I need to watch it.
I mean, it's cute. That does go into our next topic.
Okay, segue.
Okay, so yes, quick little segue. It still has to do with Zeus. But Carry On Franklin, who is Kirk Franklin's son, and he is one of the stars of Bad Boys LA.
Yeah.
Just recently got arrested for a woman's disappearance / alleged murder.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's very serious. He's in the LA County Jail right now, and apparently he was driving a car by a woman who has disappeared, and he said that he basically bought the car from her maybe like a year ago. But it's a lot going on with that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's still in the jail. He's still in jail right now, as we speak. And I believe he did an interview with Larry Elder, but I did not get a chance to watch it all.
Oh, I think I seen that.
Mm-hmm.
So I seen clips, and what Larry said, what had happened was, he said that when he spoke over the phone with Carry On, he mentioned that Carry On said that like, oh, they stopped him for like a traffic light, or something really like small, and that they are throwing allegations at him and trying to throw different charges at him, but he innocent. And then Larry also said that he had found out about the driving the car of the murder victim, and that Carry On didn't come out and say that. So he got secrets. Because he's held without bond, right? Bail, right?
Yeah, he's out without bail or bond. He's just in there. Until they figure out what's going on. Yeah, so it sounds very serious. He even like I think during the interview he was talking about he needs help from his family because it seems like his father is Kirk Franklin,
now,
king of gospel.
Okay.
And, he can help him with lawyers.
Now.
What do you mean now? You don't think his father should help him?
Well, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I just have a question. Does his behavior on Bad Boys for Life? What is it called?
Not Bad Boys for Life.
What is it called? Go
wait, no. Bad Boys LA.
Oh, okay. Bad Boys LA. Does his behavior on that show and the way that he goes off, does that make you look at the scandal that happened with Kirk Franklin? Stop! Does that make it look a little different when you see that Mr. Kerry over here has been just popping off and probably has a temper issue? So does it make you look at Kirk Franklin a little differently? Or look at that situation a little better?
It does make me look at it a little bit differently. But it's like, with family, I feel like it's so many layers to it. You can never understand a situation unless you're 100% in it. And even then you might not.
Yeah.
So it's like, it does, but I still think there is probably issues on both sides with them.
Yeah. I just, my creative mind just thought of something for our next podcast. Our next show. Okay. My creative mind is going right now.
Come on.
But damn, he's locked up and they won't let him out. We want to know the truth. We want to know your connection with that girl, okay?
Yeah.
We want to know the truth because we've been trying to stick up for you for being shamed and bullied. I believe he
said in the interview that he was hanging out with the wrong people.
We want to know the truth. Yeah. Who is this girl? Hoppo, who's this woman? We want to know, okay? Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say until we find out.
Good luck to Carry On. I really hope everything works out. I really like him on the show. I like his coming out story and all of that. It's very interesting. It's probably one of the most serious topics on that show. And so it does make you gag when you're watching people fight and drag each other, and then they suddenly get serious.
Don't tell me. I want to watch it.
But shout out to him. Shout out to Carry On.
Okay.
Okay, so for our final topic,
Mm-hmm.
I just had to
I'm scared.
mention
Yo.
this topic.
I'm scared.
Okay, so Queen Bee has
Oh,
made
yeah.
Fabio Foreign change the lyrics to his song before he could sample Say My Name. Okay,
Mhm.
so shout out to Fabio Foreign. He just came out with an album. It's called Bible. And it features a bunch of different artists. Did you know that he was signed to Columbia/Big Fish, and Big Fish is run by Mace?
I did not know that.
I did not know that
Oh,
either. I
see.
gagged. I
Okay.
gagged, girl.
Mace said he paying his artists.
Yep. So
Come on, Pastor Mace.
So he has a song on his album called What's My Name?
Yeah.
I believe it's called What's My Name.
I like that song.
Yeah, I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
But it's called What's My Name. And basically it samples the Destiny's Child song Say My Name. Say my name, say my name.
Okay,
So in order for him to have it on the album, he needed to have it get cleared.
Cleared, of course.
And he had to get it cleared by the Queen.
None other.
The Queen.
Mm-hmm.
So the Queen did contact him through her people, and she told him that, in order for it to be cleared, he needs to like clean it up a lot.
Standards.
A lot. So he said basically they basically told him that, you can't be talking about women that way. So basically it was probably a little bit derogatory, and they also made Koi change a couple of her lyrics because she's featured on the song, and so is Queen Najee.
Beyonce said, "No falling in love with a lit bitch." No, none of that. I love this. This is I think two things. One, of course, protect women, stand up for women, clean up your lyrics a little bit. But I think it's less about that and more just about don't turn my song into something else. You know what I mean? Like I'm with it. Like, yes, I love it. Like, drill music is the future. I love it. I'm here for it. And I think this was like her kind of like giving that like stamp of approval.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I love that she was like, this is a drill rapper, and she's like, she's gonna listen to it and really give her notes on it and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I love that. Obviously, Queen Bean is a fan of.
Come on.
I mean, her husband is
Come on. I love it, and I think this is a way that these older artists should welcome new artists.
Yes, that's. Okay, so
instead of hating on them, just be like, I want to help you out. I just don't want you to call women a bunch of hoes in this particular song. But yeah, you can have my record. You can sample this. You can do whatever. This is how it should be. Unlike other Queen Bees.
I mean, what I got from it is that it just showed me how much of a queen that Beyonce is. Because, it's not an easy job to be a queen.
Yes.
But, Beyonce is the queen.
Yes.
So they don't just reign over their kingdom.
Yes.
They must set the tone for their subjects. They must show the people who are coming up what it takes to become a king or queen. And this is what Beyonce did. She set the tone and she let him know this is what it takes.
Take your time.
This is what it takes.
Come on.
And he basically said that it's a bigger record now, and it makes sense.
It is.
So like this record can now be played on the radio.
Exactly.
It can be super successful.
Exactly.
Like the Queen Bee just.
Come on, just giving out lessons. I love it.
I love it. Take her.
And if there wasn't music coming already, I know that this just hyped her up.
Yes.
So I'm ready. Y'all better have your coins ready because Mama likes to just drop out of nowhere.
She be dropping
in between pay periods.
Any of your purses or wallets.
Right,
she don't care about your checking account. She don't care about nothing. She
that check didn't clear yet, girl.
Pay for it. You are, and you are.
I love it. I love that. Well, friend, did that wrap up our gossip segment?
Yes, it does. But real quick, I do want to give a quick shout out to the Kardashians. Yes, as you know, I do love the Kardashians. I haven't spoken about them in a while, but their new Hulu show is starting this week. So catch my review of it next week.
I really, really, really hope that they are giving you a check. I do. I just hope that Miss KK is saying, here, friend, here goes your check for all this free promo
I'm
on your black ass podcast. I just hope so. Can I get a Skims package, something? Because Jesus. Anyway, now that Jeff is done standing, we can dive right into our next segment of the program. And that is our friendship segment, where we dive deep in all things friendship and talk about some juicy friendship topics.
Let's talk.
Well, actually, y'all, drum roll please, because we got some friend mail.
Yes.
Don't be stealing our names. Friendmail. Don't be stealing our shit, okay? From our friend mail.
And I have not even read this one.
So now
I'll be listening just like you guys.
You guys let us know if you want us to keep it I'm always gonna keep it anonymous, but you guys let us know if you like Jeff adding some new names. So Jeff, we have 2 friends. Give me some names. 2 friends.
Girl, let me listen to the thing first, and then I'll give you names.
Okay. So I did proofread this one a little bit, but this says, "Hey y'all, I'll get straight to the point because I hate reading long letters." Okay, wait, I need an accent.
I love that.
So I met this girl at work, mad cool, and we immediately clicked. She from New York. Hey sis. Wait, okay, sorry. Let me start over. Hey, y'all. I'll get straight to the point because I hate reading long letters. So I met this girl at work, mad cool, and we immediately clicked. We've been friends for a little over a year. Since I left the job, she has been part of my circle, and we haven't missed a beat. She's from Michigan and says she doesn't have any family out here. We live in New York, by the way. Oh, okay. I never been to her house, but she's always been a bit secretive, so I wasn't tripping. Well, the other night, we're kicking it at my crib, and her phone keeps going off. Now, I'm not her girlfriend or anything, but I'm like, girl, who that? She started acting mad weird, says she had to go, and rushed out the door. We linked the next day at our usual spot, and she had this weird-ass red marking on her neck. See the picture. Oops, added a picture. Okay. And asked if I had any old t-shirts from childhood because she's doing a school project. So now I'm acting weird. I started acting weird and dipped. I was like, my boyfriend's calling. I gotta go home. Okay. When I went home, I Googled her behaviors, and Google said this girl is in a cult. A cult, y'all. I don't know what to do, so I ghosted her. It's been 3 days. She called me saying, did I do something wrong? What should I do? Girl, look at the picture.
Girl?
Okay, it's a little strange. It's not too crazy. It is a little strange.
Girl,
okay, let's summarize this. Do you have a name for her now? What's the name for our friend who wrote in?
I don't know why, but she's giving me a Ryan.
Okay, Ryan.
Yeah, and then, she's giving me a girl with a guy's name, so I'm going to give her Ryan.
And then what's her weird-ass friend's name? Sorry, friend.
Let's call her Tiffany.
Really? That's what you came up with, Tiffany?
No.
Okay. So Ryan has a friend she met at work a little over a year ago. Ryan left the job, but her and her friend are still cool. Her and Tiffany still cool. Tiffany's from Michigan, moved to New York where she has no family out here. Ryan has never been to her house, but they hang out frequently. Tiffany showed up with a weird,
Hickey,
what we
mark,
see
whatever.
Is an actual like a X kind of shape.
Yeah, it's kind of, it looks very like, dynamic.
It looks kind of like one of those
demonic,
like henna tattoos, but kind of weird. And ask Ryan for an old childhood T-shirt. What you think is going on with Tiffany?
Girl, but so I don't know how she jumped to the cult conclusion. That's the only thing I'm confuzzled about.
Yeah.
Is it because, I don't want to say the mark because maybe that is the mark of the, I get it now.
Okay, you get it? I'm like, I can see how she got to a cult.
Now. Okay, I'm gagging. Okay, so she's asking if she still should be friends with this girl?
She's saying what to do. Her Tiffany texted her. Tiffany texted her and said, did I do something wrong? Because she hasn't heard from her in 3 days. It's been 3 days.
This is the first time I'm giving somebody this advice. If you go back to episode 1, but I think you should ghost her. I think you should ghost her. I think you should block her, and I think you should just act like you never knew her.
What? Okay.
What do you want this girl to do to come get her out the cold?
What if she already grabbed a piece of your hair, and if you ghost her, you'll piss her off, and boom, now you got a hex on you. I don't know if you should ghost. You should be nice.
Girl, she said she was in a cult, not doing voodoo.
That's not the same thing?
No.
Oh, I don't know. Weird shit. I don't know. Not the same thing? Okay. So you're saying she should just ghost?
Yeah.
Y'all, I don't.
Yeah, she needs to leave this friend alone.
I feel.
Do you think it should be a conversation?
Okay. I'm always going to lead with honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Just be straight up. Like, okay, I don't know. I struggled with advice for her, to be honest, because I have two things, right? First thing is, I am afraid that Shorty might have some little concoctions and might be able to put a hex on you.
Girl.
I am a little worried about that. So I do think that you should be nice. Just like that one kid in school that you just knew one day he was going to come and you just wanted to make sure that if he did, you was cool with him. So you was always nice. That's how I feel about Tiffany, right? You need to still keep Tiffany in a little pocket. Be cool with her. Maybe just let her know you don't have no childhood t-shirts. You good, right? Maybe stop going to the house. Maybe not share anything to drink or eat with her. Shit like that. Keep it safe, and then let the friendship kind of phase out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Get some new friends. It'll phase out.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want to be gangster and an adult, you can just ask her very nicely. Girl, what's tea? Because that was a little weird, a little off. I don't know if you guys are from the same background, but if you're not, you could just be like, in my culture, it scared me a little bit, so I want to know. You know what I mean? You can make it about a culture thing and ask. It honestly depends on how much of a friend she is to you. I feel like it's been less than a year or it's been about a year, so it's okay to do what Jeff said and ghost because y'all don't really have longevity. But if you really do feel like, yeah, right? But if you really do feel like, you know what, this is my friend, which obviously you do because you wrote in, if you feel like it's worth saving, then have the conversation. Or if you want to be safe, pray about it and just phase out of this friendship. So you don't get no hex.
If you want, you can just slowly let it die. But I just feel like, girl, if someone's in a cult, I need to stay away. Because, people in cults, they be trying to get, people to join your cult.
Yeah, or sacrifices. Now they're going to kill you to get...
So you need to stay away from them. No shade. And people in cults, you can't really, usually, this is the one time where I would say I would not even talk to them because they're usually very deep in it. So you really can't tell them nothing. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say I've had experiences with people in cults because I haven't. But this is just from what I can tell. Yeah. So,
but it seems like this is the first time that she has shown this behavior. So it's okay to ask a question.
So, how do you feel about friends that you're someone you're friends with for such a long time, and then you learn something completely new about them that you never thought about before or knew about?
So I am a woman of many. I'm a woman of mystery, and I like to think that I have very different fun facts. Mm-hmm. So I'm a lot more receptive to a friend coming forth with a secret. As long as your secret isn't hurting people or children, I don't really care. Do you? You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. Cause
last week after we recorded, we did go out to eat. And I did tell you something about myself that you had no idea about.
You did. I didn't know you was gonna say it. Okay. Because you did.
But you did gag because you had no idea.
Literally gagged.
But how did that make you feel? Did you feel like I was leading a double life or a secret life?
1,000%.
What?
You were 1,000% living a double life. I did feel bitch, why you ain't tell me? I did feel that way. I'm not gonna lie. I did feel like you was living a double life. But I think it's different when you are healed, because when you're healed, you can see you don't make everything so personal. You know what I mean? So you're able to kind of like take what the person is saying to you for what it is, and know that it has nothing to do with me. And your secret wasn't crazy to where it was like, oh my God, like how could you? Who is this person? It was more so like, girl, I want to see. Look, what? Can I join? What? It was more so like that. But I know that that's because I have reached a certain level of maturity or mental healing to where I'm able to accept such big secrets like that. But I get it, you know what I mean? Because I know for me, I share with you, I think every month you learn something new about me.
She be coming with some stories. Like, I did this at 8 years old. I'm like, girl, you did what? And she's like, yeah. I mean, like,
yes. So I come with something new all the time, girl.
She's like, yeah, I forgot about that actually. I'm like, girl.
That one time I lived in DR with some friends for a year. Like what? Yeah, random. So I do. That's a true fact, actually. But I do.
That's a true fact.
You knew that
in DR
before we met.
We'll talk.
Yeah, you knew that. Anyway, but yeah, so I always come with like new things, new secrets. Not secrets, but my mama always said, don't give somebody everything. Like, don't give people too much. Yeah. So just ask your friend, Ryan. I forgot all about our listener.
We got into a whole friendship discussion. Right. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Ryan.
Yeah, that is not her name. Shout out to Ryan.
Shout out to Ryan. Girl, I think you should ghost her.
Listen.
But if you do end up having a conversation with her, I think that you need to update us and let us know how that conversation went.
We gave you 3 options, okay? If y'all think that Ryan or our friend should do something different, or if you know someone or if you are in a cult, we want to know what the best thing to do
in the comments
with it.
Let us know if you agree with me and that she should ghost her, or that you agree with Ty and she needs to sit down and talk to this cult leader.
Or be nice just in case. Keep your enemies closer. Yeah, keep your friends closer, your enemies closer. Okay.
No, I'm not keeping no cult person next to me. You can't trust those people. They crazy.
Our said friend, aka Ryan, you already know where to send us that update. But for those listening, you can share us your thoughts, your opinions, in our comments on O Friend Podcast at YouTube, or at our email at ohfriendpodcast@gmail.com. That is ohfriendpodcast@gmail.com. You can also DM us, O Friend Podcast on IG. O Friend Podcast everywhere. You guys should just see
everywhere.
OFP, O Friend Podcast, OFP, O Friend Podcast. Just drill it in your minds. Like, let's just be that like sound that just can't get out of your mind. Let my voice sink into your ears. Anyways, we're going to dive into our last and final segment of the program, and that is In Our City, where we talk about what's happening in these New York streets.
What's popping.
Yes. So,
do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start because actually, speaking of drill music, there is actually... sorry, you guys, that I'm like kind of thrown off. Speaking of drill music, there is actually an operation called Drill E. This is from the Bronx district. And Drill E is an operation that allegedly just did a large indictment of about 20 gang members. Allegedly, but they did just indict about 20 gang members. And this is an 82-count indictment for crimes committed over a 3-year period, okay? And the tips that helped make these arrests have come from drill music videos and lyrics, but mostly videos. And remember, we talked about Jay-Z being a part of some of those that are pushing for lyrics to be exempt from evidence in the court of law.
Yeah.
Right? Well, the Bronx said, okay, we looking at your videos. So apparently the girls have been giving tips or snitching on themselves in videos, which I'll never understand. And yeah, one of the biggest indictments to this year. And apparently they're going. Because Mr. Adams said he don't like drill music, so he coming for the next. Okay? How do you feel about the crime crisis right now?
Okay. Honestly, when it comes to the whole arrest of like drill rappers, I don't like that they're targeting them in that way, because some of them are not rapping about just like violence and all of that. I think that's the reputation that they get. But when it comes to the crime, girl, the girls are out here fighting. And I said this a couple episodes ago.
Here you go.
I said, we about to be outside, y'all. No fighting.
No fighting.
No fighting.
They don't listen.
But clearly, y'all are not only fighting, but y'all are shooting too. So what's happening in our city today is there was just a shooting in Brooklyn.
Yeah, literally today.
In the train station.
Literally this morning, there was a shooting in Brooklyn on the N train. A gentleman literally had on one of the construction worker jackets, a gas mask, which that's not abnormal.
Crazy.
Anyway, and yeah, shot about 5 people. I guess he has some kind of gas, smoke everywhere.
Yeah, he threw like a smoke bomb.
Yeah, and a pregnant woman was one of the people that were injured. No fatalities as of yet, but it did cause a lot of disruption in Brooklyn and Manhattan, commuting and things as such. But this is, I think, the biggest shooting this year.
Yeah.
If I can think of any, this is the biggest shooting this year. So definitely alarming and shook the table. But crime has just risen throughout, I think, in a lot of major cities. But for New York specifically, I don't like that they're coming at drill rappers. But let me just say this. I can only speak for the Black community. And I will say that a lot of the crime that happens is because people are hungry, tired, broke. And if you don't pour into these communities, these people have nothing else to do, right? What other resource do they have to make ends meet? And some people are just waiting for a reason. You know what I mean? Waiting for a reason to pop off. And a lot of that comes from dealing with the injustice of being Black in this shithole of a country, right? So it goes so much deeper. And I wish that instead of putting a bunch of cops in a train station, you actually pour into resources in these communities where said suspects are coming from, right? Because if you go back to the projects where they're growing up, it's shitty living conditions.
Yeah.
And I will be walking around mad too, you know? So I think what we don't need is stop and frisk. What we don't need is putting more police that don't care about us, don't care about our lives. We don't need them in our streets. What we do need are people that understand, people that are familiar with these neighborhoods, people that are familiar with the kids that are growing up. And we also need, for these rappers, these OGs, we need y'all to start spitting game. And stop hiding behind either hating on these young kids or, you know, leaving New York, going to wherever, your little house in Atlanta, and forgetting all about your community. We need y'all to really talk to these young kids because they are reckless. They don't have no fear of nothing, you know? So we need people to spit game, like Gillian Wallow did when they were talking to what is it, Lil Durk, about like, yo, let it go. Forgive your brother's killer. Yeah. It's hard, but we have to start talking to our youth.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100% when it comes to that. And then when it comes to the shooting today, I just think super scary. Yeah. I think I try not to watch the videos too much because you know, we're empaths and it affects us a lot. Yeah. Like, and like I also put myself in that situation and what I would do and how I would feel. Yeah. And you know, the fact that they haven't even caught the person yet also gave me a lot of anxiety. Like even coming here, it's
wait, they did it? I didn't know that part.
No, they haven't caught. Girl, no, they haven't caught the guy yet. And even Uncle Joe woke up from his slumber and spoke about.
Can we have a new president, please?
I said, sir, where are you getting somebody over in the White House? Are you gonna send it to the FBI now?
Oh, you're gonna do a new crime bill? That's how you're gonna get him? Please, Joe, shut up.
I screamed.
Can I just advise, like, whatever happened to street smarts? And this is not to the obviously the victims of the shooting, but just in general, like people's street smarts needs to be on an ultimate high. I feel like us being in New York, it's a jungle, so we always look over our shoulder, but definitely street smarts.
Yeah, but I wouldn't know what I would do in that situation, especially because it seemed like it was pre-planned. He had on a gas mask. Yeah. It was very shocking, but it's like scary because you know, this is our city. Yeah. And we don't like our city being treated this way.
Yeah, for sure. But I think what makes us New Yorkers is being able to, like, you know, get stronger from moments like this. So, you know, prayers to those victims. And yeah, MTA, fix those damn trains. So let's...
and real quick, girl, you heard about the lieutenant governor getting arrested for wire fraud and all this mess, allegedly? I don't want to get political.
The ghetto.
But it's a mess right now.
Inflation has the girls going crazy.
In the streets right now. I'm gagging.
Listen, he know that's only white people crimes. Don't be trying to do money laundering. You know we don't do those. A mess, girl. Inflation has really been hitting a lot of people. Well, that's what's happening in our city, y'all. A bunch of crime.
Ooh, we didn't want to end it in a sad way, but yeah, it's been a crazy day.
I know. So yeah, stop fighting, stop the guns, stop
fighting.
The violence. Oh. Well, otherwise, it's also 70 degrees in our city. So we are going to leave with some smiles because the sun gave us a little taste of this New York summer. So we're going to go out to get some drinks after this. We hope y'all have a good time. We hope that whatever city you're in, the sun is shining and the weather is better. But once again, friends, I'm Ty.
And I'm Jeff.
And this has been yet another episode of the Oh Friend Podcast. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.